and got some power scrapped away from a W. If I look at what these two compositions want to do, basically they're both looking to, in the case of Liv Sandbox, just very clearly just scale to late, right? Like that's, if you get there, you're happy. Whereas the composition from T1 is also fine scaling to late, although it becomes very reliant on Teddy carrying, which I'd say safe bet. Like I don't think that's necessarily.
I don't feel bad about that.
That's not necessarily a bad place to be in. But the T1 comp to me has a lot more options in the mid game for setting up proactive picks. This Thresh and Syndra combination we've seen time and time again makes it really easy to find a single target and knock them out. Now on the downside is that if the solo lanes get ahead for Liv Sandbox, you get into a situation where you can both the money well, but. And here we see, already that early Syndra Prio. This is going to cost Closer's health bar. But,
whoa.
Well,
he could have traded flashes there if he wanted to. That's actually just so terrifying. They're going to eat through their corrupting potions, both of them with one charge left after this, but...
it's just the same, just a different bird. A Summit.
That's cool. Summit taking so much damage here as he takes 2 turret shots and he's dead. That's called a solo kill, ladies and gentlemen, and the Penguin's dabbing as he should. We'll find On Fleek here is standing on top of a ward, which is not necessarily what you want. Summit dives on in. There's the flash forward from On Fleek. They're looking to lock down Owner immediately. There's the teleport. Great flash out of the new T1 jungler. However, not enough to get themselves even more as On Fleek's trying to run out of there. He should be able to, and Fate just stands his ground. Closer getting over that wall. And maybe just not working it out. I was too busy focusing on whether Owner was able to actually figure out how to get that fight working. As you can see, though, T1 still with a huge advantage in all of their lanes outside of the forest, as everyone just wants to kill Summit. There's the flash forward from Carrier. There's a Lantern if Teddy wants it, but he doesn't need anything like that. He'll just pick up the kill. And if it
5 now, I've 4 now, I think.
Whoa. Effort wanting to get rid of Closer, and actually, he just wants to set up for a kill. Closer finds himself once again on the wrong side of the rift.
Ability available as we get a collapse here.
Yep, here's a big teleport from Fate. He was actually walking up topside, and instead is just going to shuffle his way down towards the bottom lane, but Liv Sandbox have found Carrier. They should be able to take him down. Owner's here, though, and Closer's moving on down. Collateral damage, doing some work. You saw Moonlight Vigil not going to work out there onto Effort. Not able to lock down the cow, and that is a good rotation for Liv Sandbox.
The Thunderous allows you to more reliably fight team fights, because you're a lot less squishy than you would be with something like a Triforce. Oh, Carrier.
Oh, the hook from Carrier. He is so good. That Blast Cone, not what you want. Make sure that they can't get collapsed on. Now the Phalanx going to be collected, as that's a flash that Carrier's going to get one more time. This guy's Thresh is so good, by the way, guys. It's extraordinary.
I'd even say Carrier is so good. I think we can, like, don't even need to mention his Thresh. His Effort is a very unfortunate cow.
Yeah, that's it's called mincemeat. Chronicler is just caught on the wrong side of everything. As Zeus, no one actually wants to engage onto this lonesome Gragas into the mid-wave. A little bit of indecision, as you can see here, but Teddy gets right onto it and is going to be able to take down this inhibitor turret. Not going to look for the inhibitor just yet by the looks of things. As there's a teleport in. No, we're committing. We're going to try and get some super creeps here in the mid lane. As Effort comes on down. Unbreakable Will has been popped, but he hasn't really found enough of that CC as Owner just dives forward with the Gale Force, and he's able to lock down the kill onto the cow. Hook is going to go wide, and they do manage to get the inhibitor, and they'll take some stake on top of it. As that was a very nicely timed crescendo.
Good timing.
And is going to easily take down the dragon.
And this is a really nice teamfight setup. I do feel like you kind of are looking for the survivability that Inferno provides you, so maybe T1 wants to play it a little bit slow and not necessarily get anything done. Teddy knew that, right?
Poor Effort.
He saw him.
Towards the bottom side. Owner moving on down as there's the body slam onto Summit. Summit knowing that there's something fishy going on as a teleport to come forward, and Zeus is losing out on this matchup. Absolutely. There's the cast, but it's eaten by the Banshee's Veil immediately, and there goes the Gragas. Camille going to go down immediately as Owner is also now in trouble. There's the gameplay button from Closer, but now On Fleek is going to turn on him. Effort once again being turned into mincemeat, but Closer is also going to suffer the same fate as Prince locks down that kill. T1 still ahead by just a little bit here as Carrier looking... Oh, dear. Yeah, Prince. There's no turrets to execute yourself under either. How very upset as Keria finds a hook onto an invisible target.
Worst
Pretty
case scenario, because now you also lose Soul. Repeated the previous play.
Yeah, I think I've seen this movie before, Chronicler, as there's the cask back. Hextech ultimatum onto Owner. Let's see whether Summit can trade 1-for-1, and he absolutely can. He gets booped at the end, but now Effort once again in trouble. Oh no. Played back, there's the headbutt onto Closer, but Teddy is untouched.
Death Squad that just keep getting that cow meat.
Oh wow, Teddy does it again. He just like calls for the Severum, and it of course comes up as there goes the Baron. Absolutely. Summit now looking for a flank, but he's going to get turned on. There's the Shurelya's. The Summit tries to hookshot. Was thinking about going back in, but of course they have no chance to do that. So T1 just wander away with the first Baron of the game to augment their Cloud Soul. They already have Closer. Unfortunately caught out of position here from Summit. Great ward. Was put down earlier. I believe that was Fate as Hextech ultimatum. Probably unnecessary. Very dark now in the river, but T1 are wasting no time. Teleport coming in immediately as Keria moves on forward. Okay, Zeus trying to be that front line. His Effort looking for that headbutt to get into the backside, but the Elder Drake is down. Every neutral objective has been taken. The 4-man Emperor's Divide, though, from Fate just doesn't matter because this dragon is so powerful, guys. And T1 just wiped the floor with Live Sandbox. Summit, the only man standing.
For a long time. And I don't want to spoil, actually no, I want to say I don't want to spoil my vote, but I don't know who gets Pog here, but I know it's someone on the bot side of the map. I mean, you say that, but think about Keria. I know!
No. I want Keria. Give it to Keria.
Thank you.
Just give it to both of them at the same time. Can we give it to both of them at the same time? Surely we can. The bottom lane.
I feel like 13 minutes for the first Drake when you're like copping plates at like 2 minutes, in. That's not where you want to be. This damage chart, as expected, absolutely disgusting. And even though I think Closer had a very middling game, he did what he had to, right? Like, his goal was use scatter, keep Teddy safe, press my R button. Did those things. Yeah. And a big game for Zeus. As you see, Summit, this was very much Summit against the world.
It was. He's been in this position before, of course. He was brought up under Keen. Him and Keen were forged in the fire of 1v9, and that is still the case by the looks of things. Prince and Effort having a pretty forgettable performance. And speaking of forgettable, I forgot that there was Nudia in the game after that first kill that he was able to get.
Welcome back everybody for the last match of the week, and two teams are actually showing the opposite performance compared to first round robin, and we had new players joining the Rift, and Onflick had his debut game for the split, and Owner on the side of T1 had his debut game for the LCK. And T1 actually secured Owner, the last pick on the red side. Regarding the current jungle meta picks, I think it is kind of natural to see that Graves locked in the very last pick. And in the end, as a comp in general, I think Gragas was really critical for T1 because they needed this damage balance. So T1, they had to know how to deal with Camille's side lane pressure, and T1 actually let Live Sandbox take Kai'Sa, and then they locked in Aphelios Thresh, and T1, they showed they need Keria to roam around the map in order to secure the win, and today they were able to make that happen. So looking at the result of the game, Camille did have control over the map and also on the side lane, but I think Sion could have been a lot better pick for a team game because Camille couldn't really help Azir and Kai'Sa to find their angle to find the free hit in the back line. So it is true that Summit did a massive work on the side lane, but in order to complete Live Sandbox comp, I think Sion or other tank engaged champion could have been better. T1 at the same time, even though they were in the lead, they got cut out one by one throughout the game. So the game got a lot extended, but in the end T1 was able to take away the win, even though their game was not that clean. And for Live Sandbox, I think they have to tidy up their comp theme, or maybe they have to tidy up their in-game performance. And as we mentioned earlier, Keria was controlling all over the map. So let's take a look at some of the highlights. I think Korea was the playmaker on the side of T1, and with the ward in the Herald pit, they knew the information that Leap Sandbox started off the Herald. So Korea had this reasoning to go in for or engage, and then they even used the blue trinket in order to confirm the location of Kai'Sa, and then beautiful hook found the Kai'Sa in the jungle, and he went in with the second kill in order to toss her back over the wall. And this Thresh was the menace for Leap Sandbox for sure. He kept picking the opponents, spread it all around the map. T1 does know how to play around Korea when he gets to roam around the map, and they kind of prefers to open teamfight and even skirmishes around him. Let's take a look at the second highlight. Once again, where Korea did a massive work, and Kuro will break it down for you about this Azir play. As a mid lane player, I can help you guys understand. Because Azir wanted to look for that poke damage, but Azir actually, because of the Zen Soldier, his location got exposed. And because of that, Korea was able to find that hook angle once again and forced his flash instantly. Even though there was no ward around or on Azir, but still that Zen Soldier gave them the clue of the occasion of fate in that location. And also, Kuro actually explained that the Zen Soldier actually shares the visions to everyone as well. Well, in conclusion, I think two teams kind of showed some of the weaknesses that they have. So for T1 and also for Leap Sandbox, they did play well when they needed to play well, and there were some bumps on the road as well. So we are looking forward to seeing a lot more cleaner performance from the two teams. And the POG will go over to Korea. I think we already saw the spoilers with the analyst desk highlight. It was all about Korea landing the hooks. And at the end of the voice chat of T1 breaking down the enemy nexus, actually Teddy was yelling out, well, our support is Korea and he's gonna carry our game. And I think in this game he did well what he could do as a support player. He was controlling the vision, he was making a beautiful macro decision around the objectives, he was opening skirmishes, he was saving his AD carries. At the same time, this can be one of the weaknesses for T1. They rely really hard on this player. Maybe if the opponent starts to pay attention to this influence on Korea, T1 might need to find a different pattern to win the game as well. I think Teddy Korea with the Philius Thresh comp can control the lane and win lane really hard. That was a really easy start for the T1's bottom duos, to be honest. And Teddy was also able to pick up one vote, but 849 is the vote number going over to Korea. In the last series, both teams had a disappointing performance. So hope this series can be their redemption. Back to our casters.